What's up, TBP Nation? Salute, 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 salute. Yeah, what's going on? Shout out to everybody in TBP Nation, man. We getting ready to go live with a couple of my friends. We gonna chop it up, man. Y'all holler at us and we gonna see what's going on, man. Let me bring some of these people in here, man. Let me see what I got in here first. Let me get these shout outs. Shout out to Joshua Hill, man. New member, I appreciate you, champ. I appreciate you. Jonathan Now, Intelligent Hoolum, the ski sliding moped riding Big Tony straight out of Sweden. Yeah. And we got Big Sung, my bro. We got Dre Day. We got Alicia Walker, Zed Jackson, Action Jackson. We got Lavelle Thomas. Man, let's see what's going on here, man. Let's bring some of these people up here on the stage, man. First we're gonna bring on Big J Williams.
What's good, my guy?
What's happening, champion? If y'all don't know Jay Williams, man, y'all probably don't watch YouTube. If you don't watch YouTube, I don't know what you're watching. TV is out of style. What's
good
going
with
on,
you,
champ? Man, I ain't doing that, man. You know, this is a long time coming, man. Hey, Boo told me to tell you what's up, too. I talked to him the other day, champ.
He's still at the farm?
Yeah, he's just waiting, man, waiting his turn, man. They turned him down for paper again on some crazy stuff because he only back on the violation, so that's crazy, right. You know. So, yeah, man. But that's my guy, man. He be home soon. We definitely gonna do something together, man.
Hey, Boo's doing what time to some dudes that got bodies, man.
I already know.
That's a real fact. First time drug offender.
Yeah.
No history of anything, man, and they smoked his boots, man.
Smoked his boots, man.
Laid him down.
Man, he one of the good ones though, man. He gonna rise up, man, for sure. I don't know how many of this thing. I don't know if 16 just ain't popped in yet or not, or how many of these things it could take, man. Let me Charlie ain't even on the screen yet, so let me bring in my man, Coach Tommy, man. Coach Tommy, what's up, man? Unmute yourself.
Good evening, good evening. What's good, Jay, Banky? How y'all feeling, man?
Good, man. What's going on, Tommy?
Hey, Jay, you know Tommy?
I don't think so.
Man, no, real good brother, man. You know, he from out there in New York, man. I think he went in when you went in, Tommy, 15?
16 years old. I went in when I was 16 years old in 1991.
And how much you do, Tommy?
I did almost 27 years. I got out in 2018 at the age of how old was I? 43, going on 44.
44, man. Went in with double homicide, Jay, man. You know, Cuban American, right?
Yeah, my mother's born in Cuba. You know, I'm born here. My father's Irish American.
Already, so you already know the math, man. Doing time like that in New York, you did 20-something years, man. You know he had to be built for it tough, but he's definitely a good guy, man. One of my friends, man. So it's good to make that connection with y'all, man, for sure.
Hey, I try to tell people, man, the 90s was a different time to do time. It was way different, man. It just was, you know.
Yes, most definitely. It done changed so much now, man, and it got so much worse, man. Dudes be calling me at home now, man. It's like, man, they is really going through it, bro. They miserable, man.
Hey, look, I talked to my homeboy Nottaway the other day. They done stabbed the investigator in the neck.
Oh yeah, you know they wild.
I mean, like the investigator came in and boy ran up on him, and you know what I mean. So,
and you know they just had the Joan up Wallace Ridge where the I think it's the MS-13s, man. They stabbed up the CO.
Did you see the video?
I ain't seen video.
I'm gonna send you the link after this so you can actually see the video of them coming in the pod, and it was 100% set up. Like the first dude walks in, and you know when they move with 2 or 3 officers. It ain't never just one officer,
right?
You know what I mean? It's max security, so they come in, and the officer comes in, and dude turns around and fires on him, and his homeboys run up, and you already know what it is. When it was 6 on 3, and then the backup showed up. But you know what I noticed in the videos, and people try to shy away from this Wallace Ridge. I ain't never heard or seen no type of any guard that wasn't white.
Oh no, it's none.
And in the video, you see it. You know what I mean? You see that it's just straight white officers versus MS-13, and they wasn't ready. They didn't sign up for that. They wasn't ready for that, man.
Hey, listen, I know they did, man. Look, when I was up there, they had two dudes, man. I think they was Crips, man. They sent them youngins on a crash mission, man, and ran down on the CO and stabbed them up and everything, man. That joint was crazy because I'm gonna tell you, man, that Wallace Ridge boy, when they get them cuffs on you, bro, they gonna do you filthy. And I'm talking, they not playing no games, bro. You gonna be lucky to come out that joint alive. They gonna beat you so bad, you'll be lucky to come out that joint alive. But it's easily the worst place I've been to. And when I was up there, they only had one black person on the whole institution that I seen, and he was the rec supervisor, and he was what's his name, man? Thomas Jones and Julian Jones that played in the NFL. It was their father. You ever been somewhere where when you remember when we was getting the CDs, Jay, and you ever had Jones Express?
Yeah, you either had Jones or Music by Mail.
Jones Express, that's him. That's the father of Julian Jones and Thomas Jones. He started that Jones, but yeah, that's their pops. He worked up there. He owned the rec department.
Yeah, you can luck up with the Jones Express and get something dirty. That wasn't happening with Music by Mail.
Yeah, that's why everybody was messing with it. He was bootleg for real, you know what I'm saying? But he was the best thing going though. Jones,
he'll slide it through. It's supposed to be the clean version. He gonna slide the dirty through.
Yeah. So that's why everybody was going to him, and he had a good little run though, man. But he ain't even needed, man. They was hating on him. They ain't like him up there, but he grew up there. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what they talk about here. Black Cash Dreams, what up? Salute. CC Detroit is in the building. Salute. Hey, man, y'all. Okay, well, me and Jay did time at VA. You know, Tommy, you out there in New York, man. How was it, Tommy, when you first went in, man? Was that your first time ever being locked up?
It was my first time being locked up in adult prison because in New York State at that time, once you're 16, you go into an adult system. But I was in juvenile institutions, and there was nothing on the level of this. There was nothing. Like I hear about, dudes who in California, the CYA, how that was gladiator school. New York juvenile, some of it is, some of it's not. You know what I'm saying? I kind of skated through on the easier joints because I had like drug charges, stuff like that. I did about 2 years, 8 months in juvenile, something like that. But at 16, when I got locked up, I went through Rikers Island. I went into the state prison system. More importantly, the way you are explaining how in Wallen's Ridge the police would really beat dudes down, that was all over New York State prisons, all the max jails. But the most hatred I ever seen out of the police for prisoners was probably Attica Correctional Facility. There's a documentary on Showtime about the Attica riots in '71. I was there 25 years later. It's no different. You see the police outside of the jail with their fists in the air chanting white power, white power. You know what I'm saying? Like they were on it. They were killing prisoners. And the police who were killing prisoners there, they had mad props throughout the jail. They were celebrated.
Yo, you can hear me and see me?
Yeah, I can see you, man. Charlie Global, man. Cha-Cha's in the building. Cha-Cha, man. You see we got Jay Williams in there, man, and we got Coach Tommy, man, out of New York.
Peace, Charlie.
Charlie, where your what's his name go, man? Where your
He's having connection issues. That's a Wi-Fi issue.
Yeah, I see. I'm gonna try to get him back up in here, man. We waiting on 16, but yeah, man. I don't know if Jay ever heard some of your story, Tommy, but like I said too, man. Yeah, I don't know if Jay still doing interview, but Jay, that's a great interview right there, man. I'm telling you, I told you, Tommy, and I stand by that, man. Out of everybody's story that I heard, man, some of the stuff you told me, I can feel it, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's different up there in upstate, man, because y'all play with we play with them knives down here. Y'all play with them razors, man. Them razors is something different, And I don't know if all of them know, but man, yeah, tell them about your cut, man, because I don't know if they can see it because you done grew a beard now.
One thing I want to clarify in New York State prisons, it's not just razors. You got dudes playing with that Bethlehem as well, as you term it. You know what I'm saying? I love that word. Right. but remind me of Abraham about to sacrifice his son. But but you got dudes who sling that Bethlehem, and they really about fighting with those. Like you get yours, I get mine. We play yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets really serious up there. But for me, I got ripped. I got ripped with a probably razor, rug cutter, scalpel from here straight across, down to the back of my neck. You know what I'm saying? In Clinton Correctional Facility. That's my first day in state prison. I was 19 years old, coming up off of Rikers Island. So that was my introduction into the world of prison. You know what I'm saying?
Why did
Yeah,
Yo,
Charlie, you back, man. You, we can hear you, man. Y'all know Cha, man. Charlie Global, he up in here as well. Cha from out of Atlanta. You did your time in Georgia, right?
yeah, I did mine in Georgia.
Okay. That's Coach Tommy right there, man. Out of New
What's up,
York.
dog?
I know you know
Yeah.
Jay Williams, man. I told you, y'all don't know Jay Williams. You probably don't watch YouTube.
Hey, I got the email from you the other day too, Charlie. I just ain't been doing nothing lately. I've been on the family kick, man. So don't think I downplayed you. Like it ain't like I'm dropping videos or nothing. But you got my number. Hit me up. What are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I got do some music content tomorrow. What time though? What time would be good?
It'll be in the nighttime. It'll be in the evening.
All right, that cool. We can link up.
All right. Well, you got my number, right?
If you ain't changed it.
Yeah. And I'm known to do that. Yeah, I ain't changed
Yeah,
it.
that
Hit me
be
up
Bill Feasy. Bill Feasy changes his number every 2 days.
hit me up when you get done tomorrow evening, and we'll do the same. It'll be a private stream yard to do the interview on.
All right, bet. We definitely can do that.
All right.
Okay, now we got my man 16, the life up in here. Chill, what's up, man?
Hey, greetings, everybody. My apology about the lateness. Dealing with my game goofy daughter, man.
Hey, listen, man, we got Charlie Global up in here, man. We got Jay, Let's Live Life. We got Coach Tommy up in here, and we up in this piece, man. Chill and Charlie. I've been trying to link y'all, man. Hey, them two spitters right there, them two rap extraordinaires, you understand me? MCs. So yeah, I think that'll be a mean connection right there, man. But I wanted to get this panel together, man, and I want to try to make this a regular thing, man, where we meet. I mean, it could be Saturday night, man, and we just chop it up, man. We got the cross network and work together. It always seemed to be this big thing where people think that all of us to do the same thing, like we don't know each other, we don't like each other, we against each other, something, man. This ain't rap, man. We ain't no rappers, man. Y'all rappers, but we ain't. No, man. I don't roll like that. I'm into, you know what I'm saying. Let's all, you know what I'm saying, help each other, man, because we all trying to do the same thing, man. Is put that positive energy out there in the world, dog. So yeah, I'm with this, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah, Chill. Wait, tell them about you, Chill. Where you at? I mean, I already know, but tell the other people.
All right, I think I'm familiar with everybody's page except for the brother up here. Who is this? You said Charlie?
At Charlie Global, and then you got Coach Tommy.
Who is that? Coach
Tommy, man. He out of New York, man. He went in at 16, man. Did 20-something years in New York.
Okay, yeah. So with the exception of him, I'm familiar with everybody else's page. Shout out to Jay, Charlie, all you dudes. Nice meeting you, Coach Tommy. I didn't left a comment or two on Jay's page and watch a little bit of his stuff. But so I'm up out of California. I did 24 years on a life sentence, and so I've been out maybe about 8 years. I've been doing my thing for about 4 years. Maybe about a year and a half into doing the page. Somebody informed me and said, "Hey man, you need to check Banky out, man." And so I checked him out. His first video, I could just tell he was a solid one. So I reached out to him, said a little something. He said a little something back, and next thing I know, I'm on a flight heading to Virginia, man. So we went out there and hung out for about a week and stuff, and we definitely want to get out there again. So yeah, once again, it's nice to meet everybody.
No doubt, man. 16 came in this joint and spent the whole week, Jay. A whole week. I was like, oh yeah, man. We had some fun, man. Went all out to the mall, man. Made a little content or whatnot, man. Then you know, my son, he live in LA. So when I went up to LA, I pulled back up on him, returned the favor. We was out there on Venice Beach. That's the first time I had ever even been on Venice Beach. So yeah, man, 16 a real one for sure, man. If y'all don't know about his music, man, y'all need to check out his music as well as Cha Cha. Cha Cha be putting that music. Boy, Cha Cha, you on the fast lane.
Oh yeah, man. You know that EP dropping in July, you know what I'm saying? It's called Reset, you know what I'm saying? My first album after being released from prison. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm doing a lot of content work, shooting a lot of videos, things of that nature, man. It about to go live, man.
I already know what you always say, man. You know what I always say when you ask Cha Cha what he got going on. Cha Cha say, I just kicking Major Flight.
Yeah, I'm just kicking Major flavor, man. Karate, jiu-jitsu, soccer, everything with kicking in it. We kicking it.
Yeah. Man, AJ, man, you just came back from a hiatus, man. I know you got a gazillion, man, it's super different because you was in there with my brother, so I already know the count, but bro, I know you was like in the twilight zone.
It's different, man. It's you got to think. I came home July 10th, 2014, right? And
Yeah.
my wife always tells me never say never, right? And I'm like, man, I'm never going back. I'm never going back. I wasn't committing crimes. This is one of those things where the shit just got blown way out of proportion. So I ended up going back. And the first place I hit after I leave the jail is Nottoway.
Mm.
And like I said, they just stabbed the investigator in the neck in Nottoway a couple weeks back. Nottoway is just all the way turned. But the biggest thing I noticed this time going in is that it's as far as like the narcotics and stuff go, and what people are fighting over and what's coming in, it's all synthetic. I walked into the pod. I remember when I walked into Greensville, right? I walked into Greensville. It smelled like straight tree. Everybody in there smoking. I mean, I walked in the pod. You know, the officer can smell it in the control booth.
Right.
I walked in the Nottoway and it smells like burnt paper. I thought these dudes was in there burning trash, but they in there smoking spice off the paper.
Mm.
And then now with the fentanyl. Back then, when I left last time, it was just dope. You know what I mean? You had dudes going off that dope. Now it's the fent. And the fent hit on Saturday, and for the next 2-3 days, the ambulances are in and out the prison, in and out the prison, in and out the prison. I'm talking about one ambulance is leaving and another one is coming in. Crazy true story, Becky. They had a dude pass on a Friday night, and they had took so many people out that weekend. Is that me chopping up? Hold up.
Somebody mic is making a little noise.
So they had took dude out on. They had took so many people out that Friday. When I mean took them out, like they were gone, they were done. That the coroner told the people they couldn't take no more people. They said we ain't got nowhere. Y'all got to figure out what to do with them until we can process some of what we got. The COs was mad and arguing because they had a dude propped up in the break room. Dude had passed and they got him propped up in the break room, just sitting back in the corner with a sheet over him.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I know that fentanyl and that spice joint is crazy. Right before I left, them dudes was on that spice, right? Y'all check y'all mic too. I don't know, somebody mic is acting up.
Somebody might have YouTube open.
Oh yeah, y'all got you any other platforms open or something? It's gonna cross over, making that noise, right? But we can hear it. But yeah, they was smoking that K2, man. That's the same thing, ain't it?
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's. I mean, it ain't like I'm giving any game away. They know we can't even get mail no more because it's everything coming in on the mail. They spraying the mail and stuff. But it's the people. Where's the Willis away? You know what I mean? So they literally smoking paper. I mean, people do smoke paper, and the shit's got them gone. I mean, all the way gone.
Yeah, I already know that stuff right there, man. Them dudes was seeing they was hallucinating, man. They was hurting themselves. They were jumping off the tears. I'm like, bro, what y'all is tripping, man? Why would you even want to smoke nothing like that? But that's the same way though, with you know what I'm saying, with the dope, because them dudes be seeing dudes OD and they chase it. They chase what hey, who had that? Who got that? So I don't know, man. That don't why. We know that's how it is in Virginia. How was that game up there, man? In, 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 uh, Georgia, Cha Cha, they was on that stuff up there. Cha. Charlie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I think it might be your mic because you the one that sound like it's cracking, right?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go.
You got another plat.
In.
Yeah, you got something else open?
All right,
if you got another page or something open, that might be what's doing it, right? All right, who else left over here? 16 on we can't hear it no more.
Yeah, I had muted my mic for a minute and it kept on going, so I don't think it was my mic. Then I got another phone here. I turned the other phone off. Hey, but quick, let me ask you real quick, Jay. Due to when you went back the second time, due to the popularity of your page, do you think you had any, any extra challenges or drama behind that due to dudes recognizing you?
Yeah, I've told the story, but I got into it when I got to Nottaway. And I want to make this clear, right? I don't know if Virginia's AB chapter is valid now. I know that when I was in prison and I left in 14, it wasn't. And I only know that because some dudes was coming through the East Coast, got locked up, and I ran into these dudes at Greensville, and I seen the whole thing unfold. It's kind of like any gang, you know what I mean? Where if dudes is claiming blood, they claiming Crip, other dudes is gonna G check them. So these Aryan dudes that got locked up in VA that was from out Cali started checking these dudes and realized it wasn't valid. You know what I mean? So and I don't agree with none of it. That's not my drop. But they pushed up on them, made these dudes start covering tattoos, started smashing them out. So I had done a story on these Muslim dudes that got into it with these Aryans, right? Because the dude was talking all crazy, racist, and I watched it. You know what I mean? And then I seen him go over there and he changed the way he talked and his whole demeanor. And you was just calling these dudes the N-word and this and that. So I called him on it. You know what I mean? I called him out on it. And the Aryans and the Muslim dudes they end up crashing out, right? So when I get to Nottaway this time, I've been YouTubing over 5 years at this point. I have an Aryan dude immediately. I'm talking about it's one of my maybe the second, maybe the third time I've been out on the yard. Nottaway's got a good sized yard, right? And this dude, we're walking the track, and he knows me from YouTube. I don't know if he had recently got locked up or if he had, had the cell phone or whatever it was, but he had seen one of my videos and he took offense to the video. So shit transpired pretty quick. He pushed up on me about it. I knew it wasn't no talking. There's nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? Just his energy was off. So we got to fighting. That ended quickly, right? Aside from that, there wasn't no real bad feedback from YouTube. It was more love than anything. You know what I mean? I'd be sitting in the chow hall, somebody come up like, hey, and they knock on the table. What up, man? Love the videos. Stay out of trouble. And I'd be sitting in the pod. There was times I was sitting in the pod. There was one dude I sat with, the Olympics was on at this time. And you know how sports is. Sports rule everything. You know what I mean? Girls running on the track, hands down, that's going to be on TV. So I'm sitting there with this dude, and he keeps looking at me. It's a Spanish dude, whole face tattoo, just blasted. And I catch him looking at me. So eventually, I'm starting to feel some type of way. Like he's done looked at me too many times. Like, what's up with this dude? So I look at him, I said, what's up? And he looked me up and down. He was like, yeah, you're Jay Williams, man. You're the YouTube dude. So, yeah, it was good. But I mean, the best thing that came out of it was once people started noticing who I was, guys that didn't know, other guys were telling. So everybody wanted to tell me their story. Right. So I was sitting almost like a therapy session. I got notebooks, 3 notebooks full. Where I'm like, man, I'm gonna capitalize off this. Don't tell me you put on video. You know what I mean? You want something left out, you need to let that be known because this is my name, my nickname. This is when I fell. Let me tell you all about my case. This is what happened when I was at here. So I was legitly like getting these episodes ready. You know what I mean?
No, like as you should.
But I made it very clear. Don't say nothing. Or if you don't want something said, you need to let me know. Hey, but leave that part out right there. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of content off of it. It was nothing good about it, but it was definitely an eye opener, man. It was definitely we get comfortable. You know what I mean? You ain't got to fall back into the criminal lifestyle to get locked up.
Most definitely.
You can be the straightest dude in the world and dig up in somebody's mouth and go straight back to prison. You got the wrong person in your car and go straight back to prison. You know what I mean? Wrong place, wrong time. You can go straight back to prison. So, I mean, it humbled me, man. It humbled me. Let me say that.
Hey, look, like all of us like to say, where me and Jay and VA, y'all in different places though. Real quick, man, short. Just like I know me, I know the people who watch me, they already know this story, or a couple of them, or some of them anyway. But like when you first get locked up, man, and went into prison, man, it's like when you got to the point where you realize, man, you know, like this junk crazy, like the first real crazy, like violent thing that you seen that made you realize, like, God, I done messed up, you know, because, and then, you know, like with me, I'm looking at my time, you know what I'm saying? I had L notes. So when I first seen the things I started seeing in then that reality, man, I know how it felt for me. That reality hit me like, man, I got to live like this, man, for how long? And that joint was, I'm just, you know, that joint was overwhelming to me because, you know, I went from receiving in less than 30 days, I was in the wall. And Jay know what the wall is, y'all don't. But down here, that was like the state penitentiary. That was the worst of the worst at the time. You had that in Mecklenburg. So
It was a
I don't even,
slaughterhouse. It was a slaughterhouse.
yeah, I don't even finish receiving. I get shipped straight to the wall. So in my first week alone, I saw murder. I saw, you know, dudes get, you know, losing manhood. I saw dudes jump over tears. I seen Bethlehem this daggone long. And I'm saying to myself, I'm in this joint scratching my head. I'm like, just turned 21 and I'm wearing like a $1.50. You dig? So I'm like, yeah, this really ain't it right here. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people, they know my story because they've been over here. But like, start from Tommy and then we go around to Chill and then Charlie and then back to Jay. Man, y'all tell me, like, what was that moment for y'all when you knew, like, this what, you know, whatever you heard about prison and then you in this joint.
Yeah, that's. I'll tell you, it's a few things, man. There's a few instances I could think of, man. But one, this is not the worst one. This really is not the worst one. But we was in Attica, and you go out to the yard, like no more than 40 people at a time. And when you go out, it'd be a bunch of COs lined up with their sticks. They're very hands on. They like to say, right? And they might pull one or two dudes out. You step out the line, put your hands on the wall. Everyone else go out to the yard. So now it might just be you by yourself or you and one other dude, and it's like six police around you. You know what I'm saying? So they pull this one dude out, boom, we all go out to the yard. Within seconds, we heard it. We heard him screaming, we heard the sticks, whenever they beat the dude down, they hit the sticks on the floor so the other police could hear it. Now they could all bum rush. Before you know, it's like 30 of them there. And after we went in from the yard, they purposely to send a message that you seen the dude dreadlocks and blood all over the floor when we was going back in. Ooh, that one always stayed with me because it's just a level of hatred. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from these COs towards us. You know what I'm saying? And while I was there in Attica, they've killed prisoners, man. They've killed prisoners. You know what I mean? And get away with it every time, man. That place really let me know it was real. It's like you were stuck down south somewhere in Louisiana or Georgia or something. Like it's you wouldn't think it's like that in New York, but in that prison with them COs, that's how the culture of it is.
Yeah, I remember, man, that's, you know, stuck with me too, man, when you was, like when I interviewed you and I was talking to you, man, I remember that joint when you said, man, when them COs pulled you in the back, you know what I'm saying, behind the joint, man, and what they was trying to do to you. And these COs, right? That joint stuck in my head, man. I'm like, man, that's crazy work right there. That's super crazy work.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll give you that one. I was in Auburn Correctional Facility, and I get into it with a cop. I'm arguing with the cop through the gate. I should never do that. I don't even know what the dude look like. You know what I mean? But anyway, they cracked me out. I'm supposed to. I had a religious call out. So that's what they call it, a call out. You get a slip, you know, you be able to walk to where you got to go throughout the prison and get where you're going. So when I came out, it was two police waiting for me, and one cop he shoved me into the bar. I was in good shape, but mind you, I'm about a $152, 5'10". I'm real slim. So the dude had about 40 pounds of me. He immediately grabbed me. He threw me into the bars. Boom, slammed me. Then he teased off of me. Boom, boom, boom. Some fake MMA shit. Tried to hit me with a knee. You know, I end up coming up out of it. I squared up with him. We square up. I hit him one time. Other police grabbed me from behind. They jumped me. They get me on the ground. They start beating me up. Now, by this time, they both of them is beating me up. They got me on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And they was trying to drag me to a pipe chase because they had the pipe chase behind the cells. And it was like, and then another cop came. So now it's three of them. He's like, yo, pull him behind the pipe chase. I'm gonna stick this nightstick right up his ass. And I had to fight to make sure they don't pull me in that pipe chase and try to sodomize me with that stick. Word, like I literally had to fight for my ass from the police in New York State prison. That's a fact.
Man, that's crazy work. That's crazy work right there. That's super
And
crazy work.
and mind you, I didn't have too many serious. I had a broken nose, like a fractured thumb, some bruised up ribs and all that. They gave me 2 years in SHU in solitary confinement.
For that
On
shit.
top.
Yeah. See, that's that Wallace Ridge stuff right there. See, that's what they was doing at Wallace Ridge. That's the type of stuff they was doing and getting away with it like on a regular. That's crazy work, man. But people don't know, man. I'm telling you, man. They see people out here in society. See, with us, I don't know if it's like this with y'all, but for me, I done seen so many things and it be so crazy. It be like, I know it's not normal, but when I was there for so long, it was like normalized. So I don't really be like thinking about like telling them that because it's like so normal. And then when they see stuff out here, they be like, boom, that's crazy, that's crazy. You know, and I'm like, bro, you don't know crazy because people out here in society who ain't never been to prison, they just know what they saw on the TV series or the movies they make about prison. Man, that stuff so far from the reality, man, that be going on the inside of the walls. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Chill, what's up, man? What made you know where you was at, man? I know you was in gangland.
Yeah, so most definitely. And then of course, I'm from a small town, man. I'm from a city called Bannon, one high school, all that stuff. So the majority of, I would probably want to say 65-70% of the people I graduated high school with, I started like first grade, kindergarten with. So I've been knowing these dudes all my life. So it's like we more than friends. It's like a bond, you know what I'm saying? We got a bond. So this is the type of individual I go to prison being, like everybody is cool and so on and so forth. So when I leave reception, I catch the bus. Reception is like when you leave the county jail and you go to your time, you go to your first prison, they analyze you, they assess you, they see what type of yard you're gonna be on, level 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then what type of housing you need and all that stuff, and they send you there. So when I hop on the bus, I'm on the bus with a young cat by the name of Stymie from Hoover. Now, this dude was really 18 years old, 18 or 19, and I'm going to a level 4 180, which is the highest level of security that they got out here in Cali. This dude really is not even supposed to be going to no level 4, but due to the fact that he had been to a youth offender prison, they basically overrode him because out here the California prison system work on points. So he really had the points where he should have been on a level 3. But since he was a gang member, he had been to a youth authority prison, they bumped him up, sent him to a level 4. So when I first get to this prison, this is a new prison. It's called Salinas Valley. It had just opened maybe a few months before I got there. So by me expecting, I didn't see the little movies. I'm thinking I'm supposed to see the jail and prison bars and all that. It wasn't none of that shit. This damn near reminded me like of a college campus. So I'm looking like, okay, this place ain't that bad. So when we get off the bus, we go to laundry, we get our clothes. Now, like I say, old boys from Hoover. So Hoover, they got a bunch of different gangs. So a lot of times when I would be in prison, I might go 6-7 years before I run across one of my homies, somebody from my city. But you from one of them bigger gangs, Compton, Hoover, the neighborhood, rolling 60s. You gonna always run across somebody. So when we hit to the yard, it's a dude there named Big Al. Big Al, find out he's on the yard. Big Al bring him, stuff to get him situated, shoes, t-shirts, little commissary, hair grease, so on and so forth. So now Big Al at that time was probably like in his mid to late 30s. So he had been doing time, he had been around. So about 2 or 3 months later, as people are trickling in, because when I got to the cell, the cell was empty. It still got sawdust and everything. Like I said, this is a new prison. It's just opening up. And these are the most dangerous prisons to open in Cali because you got everybody jockeying for position and trying to, you know, establish where they going, you know, where they going to hang out, the essays and all that, and the blacks, the Crips, and do stuff like that. So about a month or two after we hit the yard, word comes out that this dude, Big Al, done something at another prison, and they got to stab him. And the whole time we've been there, me and Stymie and Big Al been hanging out. They've been tight as a motherfucker because they from the same hood. So man, they get the word that the nigga Stymie got to stab Big Al. Now just so happened I'm in the cell, this real popular Crip by the name of Big H. He didn't took me up under the wing. So I'm in the cell with Big H. So basically he know about everything. So he like, man, you know, Stymie got to stab Big Al. I'm thinking like, oh, this is some cold shit. Because like I say, I'm coming from the mentality of, you know, I grew up in a small city. All my homies is like brothers and shit. So he said he gonna stab him today. So he don't stab him that day. He said, okay, he gonna stab him the next day. So I'm out there, I'm watching the dudes. I'm watching them. They at the water fountain drinking, because out there, anytime you go to the water fountain, you take a homie or two with you due to all the racial politics, and the homie keep usalama, which is a Swahili word for security, you know, while you're using the bathroom, because the toilets is outside. So I'm thinking to myself, man, this is some cold shit, because they sitting there, they laughing and joking, and I'm already knowing that Stymie is getting ready to stab this dude. So they walk I want to say maybe 2 blocks from the pisser to over there where the Crips hang out, and they posted up against the wall. So now it's a dude out there doing that 3-card Molly shit from Chicago. So I'm watching him, I'm looking back and forth. I'm watching him, I'm looking back and forth. I put my head down. I see Stymie. When I look up again, Stymie is fiddling in his pocket. Now, keep in mind, Stymie is only 18 and 19. He nervous, you know. He's scared to. This is the first time he's stabbing somebody, so he fiddling around. So when I look down again, then I look up. He'd already stabbed him in the neck. Now the big dude, I'm thinking Al is fist to, you know, get cracking, man. He must have snatched the knife out of his neck and took off running toward the building. He run toward the building. He go to bamming and kicking on the door, you know, basically like, hey, man, let me in. You know, they putting demos down out here. So the guard let him in. Maybe about a minute later, the alarm go off. You know, they roll down in a little golf cart, bring him out on the golf cart, wrapped all up, stabbed all up. And that's what I'm thinking, like, damn, this some cold shit right here, you know, because all this was new to me. They going to have your homie stab your, you know, your best friend is gonna be the one to get you. So I'm like, this is, you know, there's some cold shit right here.
Yeah, I that gang stuff down in Virginia ain't come till later on in my bit, man. But I started seeing that like that too. The ones that they gonna tell to get you, it's gonna be one of them that's in there. They usually talking about, you know, he violated, or they got some words or something from the street or whatever. And them dudes, they be the joker that be with you every day. And then next thing you know, you turn your back and he done took off on you. And I'm like, man, that's cold-blooded. And they was doing that up there in Wiley Ridge, even knowing that you're going to get shot and they're going to put the dog on you. You get to fight up Wiley Ridge, Red Onion, and all that, bro, you getting shot. You understand? And the dog going to chew on you. I remember the warden came in there one time. He said, y'all keep writing all these complaints about the dog chewing on you and you getting shot. If you fight, the dog's gonna chew on you and we gonna shoot you.
Hey, Banky, my brother came home from there, right? And he was telling me the dogs got titanium teeth.
They do, and they got them at
that's crazy.
Bro, they got them at the new joint that they opened right out there, River North too.
Yeah, he said they pulled the dog's teeth and got screw-in titanium teeth in their mouth so they can officially chew your ass up the right way.
Rip you down, bro. And I'm telling you, even when you lay down,
titanium teeth in their mouth. That's crazy.
When you lay down, if you was the one that was fighting, man, they so vicious up there, man. They still gonna let the dog bite on you, man. They gonna let him come up on you and bite. Who was fight? They get up on him right there. The one in the towel be pointing him right there, and they get up on you, man. And then they be like, man, I'm laying down. And then they'll pull him up, and I'll be like, man, these boy, I'm telling you, up that joint, bro. When I left that joint, bro, I felt like I hadn't even made parole yet. When I left that joint, I felt like I made paper, dog. I felt like I had. Yeah, this is closest I came to making paper since I've been in, because I was up there for 6.5 years, bro. And I'm telling you, I was like, my main goal was to get the hell from up this joint. You know what I'm saying? Cha, talk to me, man. What is going on in Georgia?
Man, hey, boy, in GA it was crazy because okay, like while I was in the county jail, because I had already been sentenced, I'm waiting. I'm seeing dudes come back to court and things of that nature with the blue and white on, and they like, I'm seeing them they in a rush to get back to prison. Like, man, come on, send me back. Come on, send me back. I'm like, why they getting a rush to go back to chain gang? I ain't know what was going on. So the night came where they pull up on me and they tell me pack up. I'm transferring out to prison. So it didn't really hit me at first. I'm on the little bus ride. We kicking shit. Niggas smoking a few cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? But then when we get off the bus and have to hit them footprints, they got like a bunch of footprints out there in the parking lot, and you see a lot of buses, you know what I'm saying, going in and out. So they get us off the bus, and soon they get off the bus, give us the little pep talk or whatever. They usher us inside the gymnasium, and inside the gymnasium, because this Jackson State Prison in Georgia, the diagnostics. And when they get you in there, it's just like you see on the slave movies. That's the first thing I thought about. When they get the slaves off the ship, shave their head, put the little oil on them and all that. That we had to do. They shaved our head bald. We had to strip butt ass naked, hit the shower. Then they came through with this, I don't know what it was, some type of stuff. And we had to rub it all on us. I felt like a real slave. And then what let me know it was real, like my second week in diagnostics, I seen a dude get robbed for his store call, and he badly made it. You know what I'm saying? They had to call the helicopter to come get that boy. You know what I'm saying? They had to airlift him up out of there. So me seeing that, you know what I mean, it was crazy. And at around this same time, you had a war going on between Atlanta and Savannah. That was a big beef in the Georgia prison system, and they was at war at the time. So they bring each range by range off to let you get, you know what I'm saying, shower call, whatever, handle your little business. And that thing, no, one day they let us out for shower call, and when we came out on the range, the other dudes had them rigged they doors and they had them popped out too. So the wall popped out right there, you know what I'm saying, on the floor. And these dudes just stabbing each other back to back. You seeing eyeballs, you seeing, I'm talking about dude teeth getting knocked out, and I'm standing right here beside there like, whoa, hold up, what? Cause see, I'm green, I don't know what's going on in here, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm affiliated too, so looking at this, I don't know who is who, because I just got in the dorm, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes in here I don't know, so that would really woke me up, like, oh yeah, it real. Once I seen that blood for the first time, you know what I'm saying, that would let me know it was real.
Man, I
Yeah,
already
that's crazy right there.
see, man, it's different for
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah,
It's in them gang
yeah,
cities,
buddy.
man. I can only imagine because like I say, it down here in the VA, it was more like cities. You know what I'm saying? Like what part of the city you from? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And Richmond by far is number one. Richmond is a goddamn gang by themselves. They so deep that you know what I'm saying. You mess with a Richmond dude, man. You already know what time it is. Especially like when I first came in. I went in the '80s. Man, Richmond they dominate. You know what I'm saying. They just so many of them. It's so many of them, and you got some super thorough dudes out of what I'm saying out of Richmond, man. I'm talking about cold killers. Then you got 757, which is Tidewater. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the little you got like off Jones like Petersburg, Hopewell, Prince George. Then you got DC, which would fall under Northern Virginia, and we the smallest group. So sometimes Maryland dudes they'll roll with us, or Alexandria or whatever. But for the most part, man, Richmond was bigger than any gang in Virginia system, and I would say they is now. I would still say, even with the Bloods and Crips and all of them, they in the Virginia system now, no doubt. They deep up in there. I still don't think they're bigger than Richmond. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. And I done seen Richmond beef with them, and Richmond came out on top. When I was in there, they got the beef in that Wallace Ridge, Richmond and the Bloods. Man, it was one sided.
Yeah, but a lot of the dudes, you gotta realize this too, though. A lot of the dudes that's coming in the system from Richmond got a lot of time, and they're in there for very. You take 10 dudes from Richmond and you put them in a room, and I can promise you, 5, if not 6 of them, got a body.
Yeah.
They've already displayed violence on a level that's going to keep them there for a very long time, if not forever. You know what I mean? It's different when you're dealing with them opposed to some dudes that he's in here for car theft and joined the gang. You know what I mean? He's in here for selling drugs and joined the gang. Then you're messing with a city where the majority of dudes coming out this city got a body. It's a different caliber of dude you beefing with right there.
Yeah, and Richmond was, for me, when I first went in, man, you know, man, I don't know, man. Them Richmond dudes must be like when I first went in, bro. They must have been some money getters on the street, cause I was seeing dudes in there from Richmond, bro. They got murder charges, bro. Got 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm setting up in this joint with a murder charge and robbing, man. I'm sitting on L notes. I seen a dude go home from Richmond, man, with a body, man. Did like 9 and some change. Came back like 5 years later with another body and did about 12 and went home again. This joker went home twice before I even left the penitentiary.
I just left a young boy, man. He got 8 years. They caught him with a gun on him and the man's brains on him. Like he was running from the scene and the cops tackled him. Still had a gun on him. He's covered. You know what I mean? He was up close and personal when he hit the boy. He got 8 years, man. 8 years.
Yeah, bro. Hey, bro, it's different up there, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they got a plug with the lawyers or something, bro. But they was, man, I was like, what? Yeah, so I done seen it, man. So yeah, Jay. So what year you went in, man, and what you saw, man?
Well, my longest time, I went in 2004, came out 2014, and that was on a robbery, malicious wounding. And I had done time prior to this. I'd done time in Philly, throughout VA, different spots, and I'd seen stabbings. But the one that let me know shit was real. I've been in this pod. I was at Greensville. I was in 7th building, and I'd heard stabbings in the cell. I'd seen dudes go to the control booth. I need medical. I need medical. But we come back from chow one morning, man. And it's this short, fat black dude, man. I mean, just probably about 260 pounds, but he ain't but about 5'3". Super out of shape. So he ain't about to do no fighting. But he's got a bad temper. I'd seen him pop his mouth off with a bunch of dudes before, right? So we come in, and that morning something happened, and he was getting his stuff trying to go out to wreck. And they like, no, y'all got to lock back down. Y'all got to lock back down. So he gets to arguing with one of the officers. This officer, he's a PO now, crazy enough, Officer Brantley, right? He gets into it, this officer, and the officer tells you ain't nothing but a bitch, and squares off with him in the middle of the pod. They getting ready to wreck right in the middle of the pod, right? So dude's like, nah, because y'all know if they get to fighting and this officer gets hurt, anything happens, we all going on lock, and we're going to be in there for a minute. And we ain't been to store in like 3 weeks at this point, right? They would rotate the store. 3 weeks without store is a long time if you ain't built like that. So him and the officer get ready to fight. Dudes we don't want him to mess the store, so everybody runs up, stop, chill, you going to mess the store up. They got commissary this morning, chill. So he goes on in the cell. The officer, I'm talking about the officer was ready to wreck with him. He had wrecked with dudes in the past. This is one of them officers I don't know if his wife was cheating on him, his kids called him stupid, whatever the case is, he should have been a CO. So dude, after we come back out, about an hour later, we come out and we on standby for wreck. And all morning, this dude is walking around cell to say, hey, you got a toothbrush? He comes to my cell. I said, I just got the one I'm using and the one I clean my sneakers with. I ain't got no extra toothbrush. My celly had one he gave to him, right? So I'm thinking, I know he ain't about to try to poke this man with no toothbrush. These dudes got swords up here. Like, what you gonna do with a toothbrush? So the morning time goes, we go to lunch. Then after lunch, they got rec call again, right? And we're going out the back door. So I'm trying to get to the weight pile. So, you're trying to get to the weight pile, get to the front of the line. So you jet over there real quick and get the weight you need. This dude is, I don't know, he's maybe 2-3 dudes in front of me, right? And then my homeboy that I work out with is behind me. And they open the back door to let us on the rec yard at this time, right? So the officer goes out. He opens the door and he calls, rec call. Dude's in front of me. I'm walking. And as dude's going out the door and the officer standing there holding the door, he turns and comes at him. And he's got a pick. He's got a poker. Dudes that different types of knives, but he's got a piece of this fence that he's done sharpened up. And he's done took these damn toothbrush and melted them. I made a plastic handle on this thing. Mind you, this dude goes home in less than a year. I think Bert had like 9 months left, right? He goes to stabbing his CO. The CO lets down. We just stepped out the door, and I just stepped off to the side because I'm not trying to get mixed up in what's going on. You got a guard in the tower with the AR-15. When they get the call that this is going down, they're coming. And if you look like you're involved in any way, you ain't even got to look like it. You can get your ass stomped, right? So he's stabbing the officer. The officer's running from him. He's grabbing the back of his coat, and they wear these dark blue, almost black jackets in the wintertime, right? And he's hitting him with it, and he's hitting him. And every time he would hit him, he'd pull back. It would pull the stuffing out the back of the jacket. But as he's hitting him more and more, the stuffing that's coming out is now, dark red. This stuff went from being fluffy white stuffing in the back of his jacket to dark red. At one point, he comes down, and he hits the man in the back of the head with it. When he does, he bends the ice pick. And the guard turns around and hits him in the bridge of his nose with his walkie-talkie, breaks his nose, but when he hits him, the battery on the walkie-talkie flies off and slides across the ground, right? The guard in the tower, she's so scared. Not all these guards are RoboCops. They'll put anybody in the DOC position, right? This lady, the guards are running. You can hear them. It sounds like a herd of people running. You can hear the keys, the radio, the boots hitting the ground, and they're coming deep, and they're coming through the side fence to the back of this building. They're yelling to the lady in the tower because now they're on the ground and they're tussling. And the guard he's been stabbed a bunch of times, and dude is just rumbling him, hitting him. The guard's fighting for his life, right? Losing a lot of blood, about to go unconscious. They're screaming to the lady as they're running, open fire on him, right? And she's standing there holding this AR-15. You can see it straight up in the front of her. She's holding it like this, like she don't know what to do. I don't know if the woman even ever shot an AR, right? Man, they come around the corner. And they run up on dude and they grab him up off this guard. Boom! By now, we're all on the ground. I'm laying on the ground. The door's done shut, so half the other wreck car didn't get to come out. And I'm laying there and I'm watching. And they commence to stomping this dude, right? They're stomping. They get the officer out of the way and they're just stomping. This ain't a thing where they just come up and put handcuffs on him. No, he just attacked one of theirs. They're stomping him. I remember they get this dude up, right? And they're dragging him. I'm talking about dragging him by his feet. He's unconscious, face across the ground. And I'm laying on the ground, and what stood out to me is, at first, I see the ice pick, I see the radio, I see the battery over here, there's blood everywhere. And as they're dragging dude away, I'm looking at his boots, and I look back at where he was just laying, and there's teeth laying on the ground. His teeth are laying on the ground where they just stomped him out. He just attacked the officer with an ice pick, going home in less than a year, and that let me know right then and there, because this was a normal morning to me. I was just going out to wreck, and then it was like in a split second, chaos erupted, man.
Yeah, that's how it always be in prison, man. That's why I tell people, man, they just be seeing like it's normal. And then when you hear stuff breaking out, it just be wild, man. It's just like, boom, you always turn your head. I tell people that's why dudes did a lot of time. That's why when you see them on the street, they always, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all do that. I still do that. Like people moving around, around me, like in the restaurants or in the stores. I'm always, when people go behind me, just because I done seen, the sneak attacks. I done seen it. Well, it ain't really sneak. I tell you, in prison, you got to be ready. They don't even call nothing sneaking in prison. Get them how you can get them, So, but I know, like, I don't know if you, like down here, JMVA, like you've been where they got the guns on the yard. I know that was a culture shock for me, man, when I first went to a prison that got the guns in the pod and on the yard and stuff like that, because the whole time that I had been locked up, the only time you be around the gun or up under the gun is when, like, in the tower, on the tower, outside and stuff. But like when I first went to Sussex 2, that was the first place I've been where they got the open gun. I mean, like the gun right there in the tower, man. I mean, like in the booth in your block, they got the cage open joint and everything, right? So that joint right there to me was just was way different, man, because I don't know how they justify that, but they say, you get to fighting or you step across the line or something, they shooting you. And when you fighting, they shooting you, but they saying that they justified it by saying that, that's their protection to make sure you don't get hurt. The chances are you won't get hurt worse from getting shot than you is in the fight, unless the dude got the joint and just, savaging you. So when I got there, man, and I seen them start busting that gun, man, that was some crazy stuff. Because if you ever been on the street like me from the city and stuff, man, you see, gunshots is different, man. It puts you in a different state of mind. You know what I'm saying? So when they start shooting that joint in the block, Man, I'm jumping in and getting behind stuff and everything, man. You got them rubber bullets flying everywhere, man. Dudes getting hit in the eye, dudes getting hit that ain't even fighting. So I just thought that was just like crazy to me. I don't know where y'all from. They might have the guns on the joint. I know they do in the feds, but like Tommy, they had the guns in there where you was at, like in the block.
Nah, they ain't had no guns in the block. They just had them in the towers.
How
You know
about
what I mean?
y'all?
Like they bust you though.
Yeah, on the yard, but that's what I'm saying. You just imagine getting shot at. You get shot in the block on these joints. Sussex 1, Sussex 2, River North, Red Onion, Wallace Ridge. But I think King Mountain, they can shoot you in the block, but they shoot you for stepping across a red line. They got lines everywhere. When you come out the cell, you got to step to the line and wait for all the doors to close before you venture off into the pod. If you step across that line before they already up there, you step across that line, bro, they justified in shooting you. And they was just dropping you. You see dudes, we waiting and everything to step, but all the doors closed, step across line, somebody step across, pow! You be like, man, what the? And they busting, bro. They was like gun happy up that joint.
Yeah, and the rubber bullets are different. I was on the phone with my brother one time, right? And he's like, man, bro, this phone call about to get cut short. He's like, these dudes about to get the wrecking, man. And you hear other dudes telling them, chill, because they know it's like anywhere else. Once something pops off, everything shuts down. Everybody goes in the cell. You better run to the shower real quick or try to get in the microwave. Whatever you're going to do, you better get it done because you're not coming out. And he's like, oh, bro, they're going to probably hang up. Now out here is fire, right? And he said, he just shot dude with the gun. They got the fight in front of the control booth. He just shot dude with the gun, right? Then he was telling me another story. Two dudes got the wrecking. And he said they was shooting them rubber bullets in there and knocked dude's eye out. They didn't have nothing to do with it. Yep. So they just come off the wall, come across the room, hit dude in the face, dude scream, and grab this shit and moved it, and it was all gone.
Yeah. And you got to lay down. They want you to lay down like this, but you be wanting to lay down like this to make sure it don't hit your face. But if you lay down like this, when they run up in there, they gonna sit the dog on you, and they gonna get over top of you, hit you with that riot mace, the big can jump. They want you to be like this. And what's more crazy work is if you in that shower, they want you to lay down in that shower, dog. Mm-hmm. If you don't lay down in that shower and somebody else fighting, if Cha-Cha them over here fighting and you in that shower, when they finish busting on him and they look over in that shower, you don't lay down, they busting you, dog.
They all got tasers now too, Banky. All of them. Tasers. When I was in there in 2024, when I came out in 2024, all of them. I mean, before they didn't have tasers. They're afraid you'll get that from them. No. They all got that black can of OC spray on their side, and they got this yellow and black taser. And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to tell you one time, and they're going to tase you the second time. Simple like that. They're not going to repeat themselves. They're going to say it once, and the second time you're getting tased. Right up, pow! They're going to hit you with it, and then they can unclip it. If it doesn't make connection, they just run up and stick it to you and shock you with it. Yes, and they love to use them.
That's crazy work right there, man.
That's all throughout DOC. You know what else they did, Banky? They did away. They usually wear the button-up shirts, right? Now they got a collared shirt that's got like 2 buttons and it's gray, and it says DOC on it with no name tag. No name tag, so you don't even know who you're talking to.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, man. People don't, man. This stuff, man. I'm telling you, man. This stuff is modern day slavery up in this piece, man. I'm telling you, bro, it really is. It's modern day slavery up in this piece, man. And they do what they want to do to you, man. You really got to have some people on the outside going hard for you, man, to keep the cheat up off.
Facts.
Real talk, man. And look, man, everybody that's in this live, man, share this live, man. And also, man, make sure you go follow each one of these dudes on their platform, man. Every one of them, go follow them, man. Go follow each one of them. Jay Williams, Coach Tommy, 16 to Life, and Cha-Cha Charlie. And go get Charlie Global and 16 to Life music, man. If you don't like it, write me, man. I'm going to refund you. Yeah,
that's a lot of pressure right there.
Yeah, because they be spitting though. I know they be spitting though. You like rap, they be spitting though. Yeah.
Somebody gonna run some game and try to get that money out of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell. You know what I'm gonna do though? I'm gonna say, all right, go ahead, recite the words to the song. Tell me what you ain't like.
No damn well they ain't bought no album talking about somebody want my money back.
If you can't recite the words, you ain't even heard it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And you know, maybe
Go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe about 2 years ago, I did a video, man, about how even though we all in different places, and I think I had me, Banky, and Jay Williams. I had all of us on the thumbnail, and basically I was talking about why do our stories sometimes sound alike, and it's a trip that regardless of where we at, you pretty much got the same thing going on in all the prisons, different characters, but it's the same thing. Because like when Jay was just telling the story about how they got in there and got to fighting, and the lady wouldn't shoot the gun. I seen a similar story. It was a lady named Miss Guyona. She got to fighting with a Crip, and he was whooping her ass. And like you say, Banky, they got guns inside the building, right? But she was supposed to be on the floor that day, but she was new to the building, and the regulars wanted to work the floor, so they put her in the tower. And so just so happened something had happened on the yard, because out here we got 2 people in the building, you got 2 officers in the building, you got 1 in the tower. An alarm had went off outside, so when an alarm goes off outside, 1 officer stays in the building, 1 goes outside. So 1 officer had went outside, and so when they get to fighting in the building, this dude is fighting a girl. The other lady in the tower, she panicked, and so so once they outside, they got to open up 1 door, and then they come through a hallway. Then it's another gate. They call it the grill gate. It looks like maybe some big, like one of them gates that you would see, or one of them jail cells that you would see in one of them old sheriff movies or whatever, old Western movies. So now they in the hallway, and so they can see the people fighting, but she panicking because she can't figure out which button it is to open up the door. So the guards on the ground is yelling, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. And I'm on the phone talking to my girl. She like, who is that hollering? I'm ducking down because I'm like, I'm thinking they just getting ready to kill this dude. They getting ready to kill this dude. And he over there, he beating the shit out of her. She's screaming and hollering and screaming. And so, yeah, I just trip off. We hear a lot of different stories, but it's the same similarities sometimes, because we all know it's the same shit going on in prison. The gamblers, the basketball players, the chess players, the philosophers, the legal beagles, all that shit.
It's universal. It ain't no question. Just same thing, different place, man. And like that gun busting though, man, like I said, it was different to me. And I was the bomb, right? So I remember the first time I messed a dude head up bad. I mean, I plugged him and everything, cause I'm getting him around up, and on Sussex 2, the barber joint is in the pod. It's right there on the block. So it's down there in the corner in the back. They got the barber chair, got the equipment and everything. So I'm to the roundup part of this joker, right? So I'm rounding the top of his joint up, and these 2 mammals want to get to fighting on the top tier, right in the corner where I'm at, but it's right above me. So this is what made me really, like, I never really wore headphones or ear plugs in there. If I do, I got 1 ear out. You know what I'm saying? So I got the joint on, the Bama's get to fighting. Next thing you know, man, I'm rounding this joke up, man. I heard some bow, bow, the fuck? And I went right across his head. Like, sure. and I dropped on the floor. They got a little the silver bullet in the pod too, but it ain't usable. The top is sealed and everything. I guess it's just supposed to be for a desk, but it's built just like the silver bullet, the toilet. Bro, I jumped behind that jump. He jumped on the floor and laid down, but man, I put a whole little strip like halfway through his head like that. Bro, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Them Jones is hidden. They on the top tier. So they got, how you got the rail, and then you got that little plate about this long, that's like the flat part. Man, them Jones was hitting that joint and bouncing back over to us. I'm like, hell nah. No, sir, boy. I messed his head up, man. And he was mad when it was over with, but I'm like, bro, good and well that won't my intentions, man. But I won't used to hearing no gunshot in the penitentiary, dog. I won't used to that, man. I'm thinking about on the street. You heard a gunshot, you get to moving and seeing what's going on. And man, that joint just bust off. Blow, blow. And them Bama's was still fighting. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. And they on the ground, they tussling and they shooting, and this joint is bouncing off the wall, it's bouncing off the rails. And then I guess some of them joints start hitting them, and they start hollering, they pushing away from each other on the floor, scooting back like this, trying to get away from each other, right? But I was still behind the silver bullet like this. I'm like, oh hell no, no sir. I won't try to lose no eye, none of that, man. But man, that stuff wild to me, bro. That be crazy stuff right there, man. And then I'm on Sussex 2, so then I've been on Sussex 2, Wallace Ridge, and River North. All them Jones, they busting that gun, bro. They busting that gun. You raise your voice, they busting that gun. You slam them cars down playing spades. Yeah, mo. Bah! They said that's a sign of aggression. They busting that gun. So I ain't even like to go out in the block with them Jones. Yeah, you slam them cars down or play them bones or something. Somebody. Yeah, bah! They gonna bust you, boy. They gonna bust you, man. Yeah. Cross the line, they got a microwave line. Like the microwave is set inside the lines. They got color lines on these jumps. You can't step across that line to use that microwave if somebody already over there using. Like you waiting, you next. If you step across that line before he come over this line, blah, food everywhere. They gonna bust you, man. They gonna bust you, dog.
They're playing duck hunt with y'all's asses, man.
They gonna bust you, dog.
That's crazy.
Bruh, I was up there, Joe, nervous, man. I was like, bro, if they shoot me or they put my eye out, shoot me somewhere, bro, I will never come home, bro. I couldn't live with that, bro. I could not live with that, man. So I ain't even like to go out and take shower, bro. I like to bird bath, because if you in that shower, bro, you got to lay down on, you know what go on in a prison shower. And they want you to lay down in that joint.
They not that strict out here. You know, if something jump off in the shower, they will let you step out and prone out on the ground. But it seemed like out there, yeah, they real wicked with it, man. They won't, you know, they got lines out here too. Like, you know, when we step out, you're not supposed to cross or whatever. But they not just automatically shoot you like that. So it sound like, you know, that shit out there was a little worse. And I was gonna say, Banky, I think actually when you went to prison, it was probably wilder out there than it was out here, because having the gangs, they kind of keep shit down to a certain aspect. You know, individuals, it's not just to let one of their homeboys get mistreated or played with or you know, taken advantage of, you know. So out there where it's pretty much, you know, mano y mano out there, it sounds like it's more wilder out there.
Yeah, I mean, when I first went in, it ain't gonna get no, like I say, far as like the convict on that side, like I'm talking about like this administration stuff is what I'm talking about with these polices and stuff with these super max. But when I first went in, they don't get no wilder than Mecklenburg or the Wall, because you know that's convict land. It's mano with mano, it's man to man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm pretty sure like all the prisons y'all went in, or whichever one you spent the most time in, because I got transferred 13, 14 times. So, but like you got dudes, man, when I get in there, their name is already like larger than life in prison.
You hear about it in jail. You hear about it before you even get the deal.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was, you know, that's how it was with me. I'm hearing in jail, man. You going, man, it's like you heard these names. These dudes larger than life. These dudes just done carved their niche out in prison, man, by any means necessary. So boom, you got these type of dudes when I first come in, and I go to the Wall, and at the time, this is where they all at. They either at the Wall or they either at Mecklenburg. You know what I'm saying? So I go right in around legendary dudes. Like, say for instance, like for each one of y'all, whatever prison y'all was in, did y'all ever have anybody named it was just like larger than life? I'm just gonna give you one. There's a couple down here, but like when I first went in and I heard about this dude, Sam Pitts, man, they called him the Rock. I heard about him before I leave the jail, right? So I'm like, man, boom, man, like, yeah, you going to prison, you going up in there with Sam Pitts. Like, so you heard the names and shit. So when I first get to the Wall and I actually see this individual, right? And I'm like, okay, this is what the hell they talking about, right? Bro, the dude was like 6'2", 6'3", dark skin. This was back, you know, too, you know, now everybody wear the afros and everything, but back then it won't like that. He had a big naughty afro. Naughty beard, like unkept beard. Shoulder setting up like Goldberg. And he the heavyweight champion in the system in the boxing ring. He can lift everything out there on the weight pal, and he done stabbed everything walking in the penitentiary from COs to inmates to counselors. He done did it all. So when you see this motherfucker, you be like, God, okay. And everybody in there gave him respect, including the police. So they had individuals like that in the penitentiary when I first went in, opposed to like gangs and or like this the Bloods or this the Crips, or you mess with them. Nah, you had dudes like him. There won't nobody trying to get no work with unless you already know it's some life or death type stuff. He done threw dudes over third tiers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All of this he done did in there. He done stabbed lieutenants and sent lieutenants in them out there on a helicopter. That type of dude. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like my mentality was when I heard about dudes like them and I see them, I'm like, that's like an individual that just don't really care nothing about going home. You know what I'm saying? This is his home. This is domain, and he gonna govern it any way he want to govern it.
You know who it was for me, Bank? Lamont Kane.
Yeah.
They told me, they said, you better hope you don't end up in the prison with Big Lamont Kane, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I had heard so many descriptive details about this dude that the first time I seen him, I knew who I was looking at.
Ain't no question.
My first introduction, and it wasn't an introduction, it's just the first time I come across this dude. He was living in 7 building. He was going up in 8 building behind a boy that owed him some money, and the boy had passed the bag off to somebody else. Coming back, conversation, talking about, oh, they messed my order up, right? But he'd already got wind of what was going on. Hey, he in there putting his stuff in his celly's bag, right? I seen him go in the building, and the people telling him, come back in. He's just doing what he wants. He's steadily going that direction. They walking behind him. He walks up, grabs the dude, slams him on his neck, picks the bag up, throws it over his shoulder, turns around, look at the COs, and they put their hands up.
Yeah.
And this is a man, Lamont's a good 6'4", maybe 6'5", 285, 290, and not sloppy. I'm talking about he got a head for biceps.
That's what I was getting ready to tell you, right? They probably, when you put the description to it, they'll understand. Man, Lamont was then massive, man. I'm talking like the dudes like you see on
John Coffey, Green Mile.
Yeah, the master. And this was crazy too, though, Jay. I couldn't go today. Do you know they had what's the name today? He down here today. I talked to him the other day. He down here now because they had the old timers cookout today in Richmond.
Okay.
But I couldn't go. I went last year. So, you know, Lamont is in Kentucky now. He down. He came. He gonna be down here about a week.
I heard he's doing good, man. I heard him
real good, man. He's security for like a real, which is crazy. He's security for a big it's like a restaurant casino joint out there in Kentucky. But you know what I'm saying? He do youth programs and everything out there. The craziest thing about it is, you know his reputation and everything, and everybody down here know him, but they may not know. This dude's so crazy, man. I'm telling you the legend about him, even not just in the penitentiary. It started from the streets. You know what I'm saying? But the craziest thing about it was when I talked to him out here the first time, right? You know, he told me, he was like, man, you ain't gonna believe this, man. He said, man, I work at this. He's sending me pictures with people that come through the restaurant, Carmelo Anthony, you know what I'm saying, Michael Collier. He take pictures with all these dudes that come through the restaurant, right? But the craziest thing about it, he was like, man, you know what they got me doing right now? I said, what, man? He said, you ain't gonna believe it, man. Because all his life he been known to take money. That's what he do, strong arm.
He go down in the projects and take the stuff with no gun.
Yeah, straight strong arm robbery. This is what he known to do.
Gun and everything.
And he say, man, they done promoted me to count all the money up at night. I say, what?
He's a lost his mind.
Hey, chill. He say, I was counting that money, bank, man. It was, man, the first night I counted that money, man, it's like 200-something thousand. He said, bank, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was trembling and sweating. I was trembling and sweating, man. I was like, man, these people don't trust me with this money. I said, man, hey, look, bro. I said, that just proves your growth, man. He said, man, boy. He said, man, I was so tempted. He said, man, I was trembling, man. all this time, all my life, I've been taking money, man. These people put this money right in my hands. he said, man, but
Hey, Bank.
yeah.
I heard you had told a story about, I believe it was Sam Pitts. You had talked about when he had got old and somebody who didn't really know of his reputation was in there kind of like trying to play with him or whatever.
Yeah.
What ended up happening to him? Is he still alive?
No, man. Unfortunately, he lied, man. But that's a testament to how big and strong he really was, man. Because I had two people in my family personally who passed away from lupus. Lupus is a crazy disease, man. It deteriorates you from the inside out. You know, I had a cousin that won them like 19. She got diagnosed with lupus and she died within like 7 months. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I know that had deal with that disease, it eats you up. He lived with lupus, man. He got diagnosed with lupus in prison, man. He lived with lupus, man, for over 20-some years. And his fingers, a couple of his fingers had fell off. They had to amputate his fingers on both hands. I think he had 2 on this hand and like ended up having 3 on this hand. Then cut like 8 of his toes off. He had whittled down to like maybe like 110, 115 pounds. And he was still moving around every day, bro. He'll go out there, he'll try to gamble, everything. So when he was deteriorated to that point, he loved gambling. That was one of his favorite pastimes. And they used to play a lot of skin down here, like Georgia skin. And it'd be big money in that joint. So he was in ran the skin game one day. And one of the young dudes was in there, man. And Sam, he lost teeth too. So he talked real slow and funny. And he always had a deep voice, but now his voice was kind of deep, but it was strange. So he'd be like, yo, what's up, chill? How you doing, babe? He like one of them type dudes. So he was like taking a minute with a bet. And the young boy was like, man, go ahead, bet the money, man. Old ass, man. Goddamn. And Sam like, man, hold up, man, who you talking to? He like, man, I'm talking to you, old man. You know, talking to him. Then another old time, this a certified killer. He told me, man, you don't even know who you talking to, man. Watch your mouth, young boy. He told me, man, he taking all that old, you know, y'all, man, he ain't got no business playing. He was on that type of tip. So dudes was like, tell him like, this, you don't even know who you talking to, bro. And Sam told him right there at the table, bro. Sam literally, man, had tears in his eye. He said, bro, if I was who I used to be, bro, you couldn't even talk to me like that. And dude was like, man, F you. I don't know who you used to be. Bro, the next day, Sam was out at breakfast, man, waiting by the kitchen, waiting for that young boy to come in there, man. He had that joint on, man. He was going to try to stab him, man. And he came, my dude. He only came. Bro, a dude had to literally, another old timer had to literally talk to Sam and give Sam some money to gamble that day just to make him let it go. He didn't even want to let it go because the warrior's still in him. And he won't lie. A dude like that could never say nothing like that to Sam. What Sam was, he would smack your face off, bro. I'm talking, he literally have smacked dudes in the penitentiary with an open hand and broke their jaw. And you talking to a man that you don't even know, and so many old timers that have put in so much work and did so much time with him, they'll take you out over him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, y'all know that because y'all been locked up. That's one of the worst things that can happen to you in prison. But I believe the worst thing that can ever happen to you in prison is to lose your life. I believe the second worst thing that can ever happen to you is, you know what I'm saying, lose your manhood. And the third worst thing that could ever happen to you is to get old in prison, bro. And especially if you get old in prison and you was a go hard dude, because they gonna drag you, man. Because now everybody wants you. Everybody want to get a name off of you. Everybody want, you know, revenge on you. Got people that was secretly never liked you, and now they see you weak, and they gonna get you, dog. They gonna get you. I done seen it. You know what I'm saying? Bo going through a lot of stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody pushed Bo off of the rail about 2 years ago from the back, and he broke his hip. You know what I'm saying? But dudes wouldn't even raise their voice to Bo without going to the hospital. The Bo Billy that was just running all through the penitentiary system wouldn't even raise their voice at him. Cause Bo ain't got zero cut, bro. You know, but you get old and bro, they own you. They own your top. They want your name. They want your reputation.
But the older guys, Banky, for a lot of, I mean, for me, them older guys is always the most dangerous.
For
You
sure.
dealing with a youngin', he might not never stabbed nobody before. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
get dealing with somebody who's been in the system 25, 30 years. He's done put work in. I seen an old man named Buddy Lee he loaned the boy some money to play some tunk, right? The boy didn't want to pay the cigarettes back after the tunk game's over. So Buddy Lee goes to Ernie and tells him he won't give him my cigarettes. He said, well, take the knife and go get your cigarettes. He said, man, I'm old. I'm not who I used to be. He said, you got to, what I can't even hold. I don't even know if I can hold the knife. Ernie taped the knife to the end of the cane. You know that medical tape, that white medical tape? He put
Yeah.
the poke on the end of the cane. And Buddy Lee walked out to the tunk table and that poked him a couple times when the boy said, like thinking he was playing around, not realizing there was a knife on the end of it. Just like that, you just got stabbed by a 75-year-old man.
But I remember that one dude used to always hear about as soon as I hit the prison system, dude named Big Bubba. Used to hear everybody talking about Big Bubba doing this, Big Bubba doing
It's
that.
one
He
in every
known for,
prison.
yeah, so I finally get to Macon State. And I hear some dude talking one day. They like, yeah, but you know Bubba down here. And in my head, I'm like, I wonder if that's the same Bubba everybody talking about. So the first time I seen him, it was a dude on the walk. I guess little dude owed him some money or something. It was like 4 suit. Dude owed him like 4 suit. So when I see dude, everybody like, hey, that go Bubba right there. So dude about like 6'6", 6'7", big light-skinned John Coffee looking motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So he walk up behind that little dude and he be like, hey, bro, what's up with my 4 suit? Before the dude could say something, he done grabbed the back of Buddy's head because he was standing at the dorm window talking to somebody through the window. Big Bubba done grabbed the back of the man's head and ran his face to the window. So Buddy just fell out, whatever. So dude was laying on the ground. He was like, you gonna get what coming to you. You gonna get what coming to you. So Bubba was like, shit, you ain't gonna be the one do it to me. So a couple weeks and shit go by. You know what I'm saying? We seeing everybody, you know what I mean? All the 13 running down the walk and shit. Come to find out, they had them pulled that boy Big Bubba out. You know what I'm saying? He was a chain gang legend, just known, but they said it took like 12, 13 dudes to do it, though. So they were hitting him with, because see, in Georgia, they bad about getting them fan motors out the back of the fan, and they'll put
Out
them
that
in a
cool
neck
operator
band.
junior.
Yeah, they put them fan motors and them gold rod that be in the sink that you use the button,
Mm-hmm.
them rods
That
in the
push
back.
rod. Yeah, we had him in
Yeah,
Philly.
yeah, they get them, file them down real good. Cause see, the best knife makers in Georgia, pretty sure is the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? The Mexicans make the best knives. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Big Bubba was the name that I used to always hear. But then he ended up, it took about 12, 13 dudes, but he ended up getting pulled out too.
Hey man, first of all, shout out to Alex Castillo, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure y'all go follow these dudes, man. And make sure y'all share this live. But
Hey,
yeah,
to
man.
tap in real quick before we move on to what Charlie was saying. First time I seen one of those was in Philly. We call them the push rod toilet sword, right?
Yeah.
Like you got now they got the button you push. It's like a little like a electric button. It ain't no more push button. Just like the toilet, you hit the little flat button and it flushes. But they used to have
Yeah.
one with a little sconce on it. You could unscrew it and take the rod out that pushes the thing in the back of it, right? That was the first time I seen one of them. But once I had the maintenance gig, right, so I could get around. And at Greensville, if you
Yeah.
look up, a lot of prisons got lightning rods on top of them. You see these long ass rods on top of the building. Tell me while I'm up there one day, right? And I get the great ideas. I'm gonna take these vice grips and I'm gonna take a whole bunch of these lightning rods off the building. Now these things is already sharpened. These things already got a point on them. You ain't got to do nothing but pass them out, right? These things are probably 16 inches long. And my boss is working on this AC unit. I grab them vice grips, and when we come back down the staircase, I'm going straight into the pod. So I ain't got to go through no pat down, no strip search, no, hey, I got to use the bathroom real quick. I'm going to go get these off of me. I get about 5, 6 of these things, man. I put them in the front of my pants. It would be, I don't know, man, 3, 4 weeks after that, we come back through the vestibule. We come into the entryway, and dude spazzes out. 100% true story. And he grabs this boy, puts him against the wall, right? And he's got this lightning rod, one of these lightning rods I sold, and he's hitting him with it. Everybody lays down. They come in. They clean him up. They get him out. They lock us down. We're investigating. They got the state police in there. When it's something like that happens, it's outside of prison now. Now the police is coming in. You got investigators from streets coming in. You know, after we came off lock, I told y'all I worked maintenance. After we came off lock, I had the task of patching the wall. From where when he was hitting that boy, the thing was coming out his back and knocking chunks out the wall. We literally had to go in there with mason, with different types of cement and patch the chunks that was knocked out the wall from where he was hitting him with it, and it was coming out his back and knocking holes in the wall. Serious.
Yeah, them ice picks,
Yeah, them
it's
gold
crazy.
ones, yeah.
And that thing is big around this. I'm talking about the things off the roof. They bigger than your pinky, 16 inches long, and they're hard to dull. You know what I mean? They're meant to get hit by lightning. It's meant to withstand the blast. Serious, man. That was a scary situation too. That was one that kind of shook me for real, for real.
Yeah, that Joan, I told the Joan like that, man. That was that Joan that happened with the dude out this way, man, Lil Tink, man, when he got to fighting with the white boy, when the white boy called him out, man. What's his name was, man? He called him out, man. Oh, Jesse Pritchard. And I guess Jesse was trying to make a statement, man, because he was a white boy running poker games, man. That's almost like a no in the penitentiary. And he running poker games at Mecklenburg with all these killers that I just told you. He running poker games. So Tink ain't been paying him, and I guess he picked Tink because Tink was the smallest dude. You know what I'm saying? And man, the red clothes, and he on one side of the yard, the Tink on the other side. And once the gang separated with the gate, he just told him straight up. He was like, "Oh, yo, Tink. Oh yeah, when you come out this evening, bring your knife, man, cause I'm gonna kill you." And Tink was like, "What? What you say, white boy?" He said, "You heard what I said." And he kept walking. And Tink screaming, hollering at him and everything, right? So that was just like crazy right there. So when we go back, when they call evening wreck and we go to that yard, we on Mecklenburg, it's just a basketball court with a fence around. So everybody already know because everybody done heard the threat. So chances is everybody out there scrap. You know what I'm saying? Like a Georgia ham. So I'll never forget it, man, because when we get out there, dudes go to play ball trying to get next, and won't nobody doing nothing. Dudes just shooting a little ball and dudes moving around because there's so much tension out there. And Jesse is in the back, and he got his whole arm wrapped up with an ace bandage, like all the way down here. And Tink is up there talking to some dudes, but he got some dudes with him. Now these killers on the yard, Bo Billy out there too. So these killers on his yard, right? And a white dude out there too, I forget his name, but he got a body in his system. The dudes gave him respect. He played poker too. He was one of the few white dudes play poker, but he done killed somebody since he been in. So as soon as the police lock the gate and they leave, man, I'll never forget that joke, man. The white boy Jesse, Tink went to the back and sat on the little bench. And when they left, as soon as the coast was clear, man, that white boy got up, man, and started walking down there, and he had a long, sharp joint, man. Like he done sharpened his joint like a razor blade. He started walking towards Tink, and this is exactly what he said, bro. He said, "All right, Tink, let's see what you got." I mean, just as casual as shit. I'm like, "Oh, what?" Tink jumped up. Tink got a long ice pick. That's what made me think about this when you said like he got a long ice pick about like this. So Tink is trying to go at him, but it's like Jesse knows some type of karate or something, man, because the way he was making his stands and stuff, and man, he just swooped that joint, like hitting him at him like this and swoop. But he swooped that joint up one time, and that joint caught him across the face, and he got a cut to this. He passed away like since I've been out here. But he had a cut from that point on. He had a cut across his face. Started at his chin, it skipped, it went across like the top of his nose, and then there's like a little piece at the top of his eye, like the joint just and sliced him open. So he bleeding, and he poking at him with the ice pick, and Jesse is steady coming at him, right? And this the only thing to say in his life, bro. It's just the dynamics of the way Virginia prison is. I guess the dudes out there won't see no white dude kill him out there. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, he was going. It won't nothing he could do. He won't nothing he could. That blood started coming in his face, and Jesse is just like moving on him. and dude came behind him with the curl bar and hit him in his head. And when he hit him, he just dropped, man, like a sack of potatoes. And the white dude that I told you, they got the body, he was with like two more white dudes. And you could see they was getting ready to get in it, like they started clutching. And that one, Bo Billy and George Lee Flight, that's another dude. He known to just, yeah, he'll get a body in the system. And he don't even talk. I was around him for years. I swear I probably heard less than a whole sentence from him. He don't even talk. So they said, I remember Bo said, I wish y'all would. Stay where you at. You ain't got nothing to do with this. You don't want none of this. And they just went on about their business. But when dude hit him, he dropped. Tink when it got on top of him and started hitting him. Bing, bing. And this is no pun intended. It ain't no coincidence. His name was already Tink. But that's exactly what you heard. Because that joint was going all the way through him and it was hitting the concrete. You heard ding, ding. He went up. Because I was over there with a dude named Stacey Perry from Richmond. Stacey was like, man, he dead. He dead. And dudes was making bets whether he was dead or not. That was crazy. And they ended up helicoptering him up over there. He didn't end up dying, but from what I heard, he a vegetable. He can't, you know what I'm saying? He in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? And that joint was crazy, but that joint was going all the way through him, and that joint was hitting the concrete. And later, like when we go back out the wreck, a couple of days later, you can see, like you said, Jay, you can see the chips in the concrete, bro. He put that joint all the way through a couple of times. And then another dude ran over named Bo, tried to take the knife out his hand. And the knife was so sharp when he grabbed the blade of the knife, tried to take it, it cut his hand open. That's how sharp it was. Then he had to step on his wrist and get the joint out of his hand. And that's how Bo ended up getting locked up for the incident as well as Tink, because Bo had to go get stitches in his hand. It cut all the arteries and stuff in his hand. That's how sharp that joint was. So that incident stuck with me like I don't know what, because I would have been one of the dudes that thought he was dead too, but he was just laying there goggling in blood. And I just ain't know that you could hit somebody and it could go all the way through him and somebody survive. You know what I'm saying? But he did, but he messed up. But yeah, but he asked for it though. He told her. But I think he picked Tink because everybody else was at the game too. Like even the white boy. Everybody that played poker out there got a body. Everybody that played poker in there was either got a body or get a body. Like Bo. Bo ain't got no body, but yet Bo been in the penitentiary over 50 years for the work that he done put in the penitentiary. They don't want to let him go, just like they ain't want to let Sam go. They wanted him to die in prison and they got what they wanted. But I just seen some vicious stuff though, man. But when them jokers is trying to put them Jones all the way through you like that, them dudes ain't trying to hurt you, man. They trying to take you up off this earth. You know, and that's a different breed of dude in the penitentiary. And shout out to Enrique Houston for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. People in the chat hollering out. Shout out to Jay, man, and Tommy, and all of y'all. And then my main man in here, man, Jay Hardcore Boxing News Manager Extraordinaire. But yeah, man, them legendary names in the penitentiary, man, dude. I know everybody got them, man. I know they got them up there with you too, Tommy. It was somebody that you like. Their name just was all over the penitentiary.
Yeah, it's one dude that to me he was the most respected prisoner in the state. And this dude, I ain't never hear about him stabbing nobody. I never heard about him even fighting with another prisoner. His name was K.O. Smitty. All he was known for was knocking out police. He's a professional boxer. He got to spend time in the camp with Muhammad Ali. You know, he had pictures and all that with famous professional fighters from the 70s. And his beef was not with prisoners. He was not with that, man. He was like police pulling dudes out the line, putting them on the wall, telling the line keep walking. If KO's on the line, he's like, nah, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Search and do what you got to do. We come on. If it's gonna be something, it's gonna be something. When the man when the man was going on transfers, when he was going on visits, when you got to bend over, you got to spread your cheeks on the search. He was like, you know what? I ain't doing that no more. I ain't doing that. We got to fight. You know what I'm saying? And man, I know the man personally. Not personally. I know him pretty well. You know what I mean? I became friends with him when he was an older dude. And he told me, he said, listen, man, he said, all this respect I get from the police, he said, that came at a price. He said these police broke every bone in my body probably twice. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one man when they come with them sticks, 30 sticks, 30 men with sticks. You know how much I'm gonna do. But that dude to me, his name was legendary, man. Legendary throughout the state, man. From the police to everyone else. And when I knew it was real, we were on a visit one day, and me and him left a visit at the same time. It's two search booths where you get stripped to search. And there's this young cop and an old cop. So the young cop told KO, all right, step in the booth and like for the strip search. And the old cop told him, nah, 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 nah. He said, Mr. Smitty, you know, that's not his name. He got a different name on his ID card, but even the police call him KO Smitty. They was like, Smitty, would you mind if I pat you down? He's like, sure. He put his hands on the wall, police pat him down. He's like, have a good day. Let him go. No strip search, no none of that, because he's not compliant. They already know he's not compliant. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that dude, beautiful individual, man. He just never promoted violence amongst prisoner to prisoner. He was a true revolutionary, man, and he's still alive. He's 70 something years old right now. He's still in prison, man. Damn, man,
Hey,
really
shout out
good.
to him, man. That's in the heyday, man. That's how Bo was, man. When Bo came on Mecklenburg, he had came from out of state. They sent him to he'd have been out of state like 5 different states, man. Virginia sent him to like 5 different states. And if you really ask me, their intent was they wanted somebody to kill him. But everywhere he went, he put that Bethlehem down in whatever state he was in. They said, nah, y'all take him back. And they sent him back. So I remember when he came to Mecklenburg, he was coming in from another state. I think it was Chicago. And when he just dudes like that, when they hit the yard, man, their name get there before they do. Police is already talking about it. But I remember Bo being like one of the first dudes that I seen, like the police was like really, really terrified of that dude, bro. I just seen him do things to police that nobody else could do, especially on Mecklenburg, and you can get away with. I done seen Bo touch female COs on the butt. Female COs, bro. I don't know where y'all been, but you touch a female CO, let alone on the butt, man, you going down and you taking a brutal beating. I done seen Bo pet the girls on the butt, man. And I swear, I seen it with my own eyes. And the broad say, and this a broad that write charges for anything. The broad turned around real fast and seeing it was Bo. She was like, "Come on, Bo, now stop." And Bo just literally looked at her and said, "Oh, shut up, bitch. Get on there in the hole." And I was like, he going to jail. You know what I'm saying? He going to take him to come down and crush this. They ain't do nothing to him. He came out on the yard that evening. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And you literally had dudes on Mecklenburg, and I ain't even never said this on here before, but I know this to be true. I know it for a fact. You literally had dudes on Mecklenburg, man, when Bo got there, man. Dudes that already had Bethlehem, you literally had dudes want to make another knife, a bigger one. It's like you remember when they like, what's that joke called? Jaws would say, "I think we're gonna need a bigger boat." Man, you had dudes on there making a different knife, man, saying like, if I got a problem with Bo, or Bo say, because Bo at this time, Bo talks so vicious, bro. The stuff he say to you, if you don't do nothing, you just ain't got no spine. And if you do something, you better be going for the kill. So he put that type of pressure on dudes. You know what I'm saying? He put that type of pressure on them, man. And but the same way, I tell you, like dudes say, it be the most vicious dudes that if you really know them, they be like the most humblest dudes. It's something that turned them that way. It's like a lot of dudes testified on Bo for the incident in the wall and got Bo all that extra time. So he just feel a certain way about weak dudes. If he smell weak on you, he on your top. I mean, he gonna talk to you so greasy that you gonna feel like a woman, man, if you don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So yeah, man. So I know how that is, man. I know how it is. It's a crazy situation though, but it's a lot of brothers, man, that did a lot of time, 30, 40, 50 years, man. And just because of their principles and the way they carry, they still doing time, man. And you got Derek S in the chat right now. He literally will tell you what I'm saying is true because he literally was a CO on Mecklenburg. He was a CO on Can y'all see the chat?
No,
Yeah, I
I
see.
can't see it. And that's what I was just
Yeah,
sitting here thinking, Becky. I'm thinking that we just having kind of like a meet and greet among ourselves. I didn't know, I didn't realize, because I know you said we was gonna be live, but I don't see nobody but us. So I just thought it was a little meet and greet.
yeah,
Are
we
you
live, man. We live in the chat been going on, man. It's 185 people in here right now. Yeah, we live,
Okay.
but the chat going. Yeah, the
you
chat
on the
going, man.
phone? You're on the
Huh?
phone. I
Oh, you
said
on the phone?
he's
Chill.
on his phone.
You on the phone, chill?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you would have been on your computer. You can see it. You can see the chat. You can see live chat, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Somebody interviewed me the other day on Zoom, and I couldn't quite figure out how to get it on my computer. So I'm a definitely figure it out. And
But I was trying
so
to
I can.
call Jay before the joke, right? I was in this joke panicking. I said, man, I'm being messed this up because I ain't did it like this before. You know what I'm saying? And I was just fumbling around. And I said, okay. So I made the live first. Then I put it on like a time limit, like for 7 o'clock. Then I said, okay, now I got to figure out how to invite people. So that's when I text all y'all because I seen the invite, but I did it probably. Jay probably know how to do it in a second, bro. I sent it to each one of y'all. Went back, sent it to y'all.
Yeah,
Text
you got to
it back.
copy the link, man. You can copy the link and send it out in a mass text or a mass email.
Yeah, see, I ain't know nothing. I did it all manually. Woo, hit each one of y'all. Did it like that. And then I'm sitting here like, hit me back. Let me know you got it, Joan. But yeah, but it came through. It'd be easier the next time. But yeah, man, this this good conversation right here, man. Because like I say, man, it's just open to people, especially the people that watch each one of us, man. Just let them see, man, that we all go through a lot of similar same experiences, man, and we just all trying to educate them. And then if they got somebody that's locked up, man, show them some love, man, because they need it, dog. They really do.
Hey, Banky, I got a video I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna show you something real quick. You know, with me going back in, I collected stuff to show people, right?
Right.
I collected stuff. So I brought home the commissary list, right?
Oh yeah,
I got everything. So I'm gonna do the comparing prices of stuff on the street.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's
So
gonna be
you like,
crazy.
what you mean $75 can't get you nothing? When I'm done with this, you're gonna understand why your people ain't getting nothing for the money you sending them. Some
Yeah,
things are cheaper,
yeah.
some things are more
That's a
expensive.
that's a good video. That's a
You know?
good video right there, man. Because like I say, the prices out here, man. These people go in the store here get $75 worth of food out the grocery store. They still gonna be decent, man. You in there, man. They price gouging on us on everything, bro.
And I brought everything. I brought the
Yeah,
DOC book.
yeah,
I got the
A61.
purple. I got the purple book, the write ups and all of it in it. Like,
Is it still called the A61?
yeah, instead of 861.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy work right there. Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy video right there.
I brought it all home, man. From everything from request forms to the inmate. When you go in it, the inmate checklist or everything they made me from when you go through
Example.
medical. Yeah, you go through
Yeah.
medical. First you see medical, then you see the counselor, psychologist, photos,
Oh
fingerprints,
yeah.
property. Like,
Yeah.
I brought it all home, Banky.
Crazy work. That's crazy work, man. Yeah, they need to see that. They
Yeah.
definitely need to see that.
The point sheet to let you know
That's
how many
good.
points you got.
Yeah.
Where they add it up according to your ex crimes and current age, length of time remaining, escape history, prior offense history, severity of current offense, history of institutional violence. Like, they add all that stuff up, and that's going to determine where your ass is going.
Right. I was gonna do one time because I still got it somewhere here in my old paperwork. I still got the whole stack like this of my turn downs. All my turn downs, man. 16, 17 turn downs. I got all them jumps, man, with all them fake excuses on it. And then, like, even the turn down that I got before the actual time that I made it, it got 3 or 4 reasons on them. And all 3 or 4 of them reasons somehow magically disappeared in 12 months, where now I'm qualified to make it. How?
Right.
How they just disappear? You know what I'm saying? And one of them, you know what one of them is? Oh, we don't think you served enough time on your sentence, right? So now, so what? 12 more months is enough?
It's
Man,
either that, it's always that, and serious nature of
serious
crime.
nature of the crime.
You ain't gonna
You know
never
what I'm
be able
saying?
to change the nature of the crime ever.
Right.
Ever. I could
You know
do
what I'm
100
saying?
years and my crime still gonna remain the same. So how you holding that against me?
That's why they
And
had
and,
that,
and look,
that rubber stamp.
that's one of the things that they ruled out here in California that they can no longer do. And I think if I'm not mistaken, the lady who got that change was a black woman doing life, and I believe her name was Sandra something. But basically, she filed an appeal on the same lines of, like Jay just said, that the nature of my crime is never gonna change. So you guys can't continue to deny me parole on that aspect alone, and so because they had pretty much the same old thing, the crime, the nature of the crime, it was horrific, and so on and so forth. And you had a few lifers out here who eventually filed appeals in the courts, and the courts ruled in our favor. And so that opened up the door for a lot of lifers to eventually end up getting parole.
And you know what's so crazy is down here in VA, right? Say you got a co-defendant, right? And your co-defendant have made parole and gone home, and they still telling you the serious nature of the crime as one of the excuses for not getting you parole. Where how the crime gets so serious for you, it don't get serious for them. You know what I'm saying? So 16, you came in twice. Hold up, let me see.
No, I just
Yeah, that's what the echo at. You on the screen 2 times.
I think he'd have logged into YouTube to see the comments.
Oh yeah, that's what you did. That made you pop up on the screen again. But I don't know if it's gonna make you have the echo. But yeah, dudes was making parole and going home, and they got the same crime as you got, and they keep telling you serious nature of the crime. Well, what they got unserious for him? He got the same charge, same crime. You know what I'm saying? So it's just wicked, man. It's wicked.
Hey,
Once you
I was telling that old dude I was talking about, Buddy Lee, that poked that boy up at the poker table, right? Every single time Buddy Lee would go off parole, and this is no lie, man. He had been doing this forever because dudes told me. He would start selling off his stuff. Because he was so old, he was just convinced that they let me go this year. He gonna go sell the fan. He gonna get rid of the Levi's. He's selling off commissary, cigarettes. And you know what would usually happen? Dudes that knew him would buy the stuff from him, and they would hold it till he came back. He would come back in, and you don't know. This ain't like TV where they're like, well, we're gonna deny you at this time. No. All right, they listen to you and they send you on your way. Now you gotta wait for an answer.
Right.
And it seems like the longer it goes, the more guys get hopeful. Man, it's been 2 months by now. It's been 2 months. I know they about to let me go. You know what I mean? And then they come back with that denial.
Because it was once upon a time that usually if you gonna get cracked in the head, you gonna get cracked in the head within 30 days. They'll crack you in the head. They're gonna send your denial back in 30 days. So that was some false gold too, though, because then like in the 2000s, man, people was they was like taking 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6 months, and dudes was like, oh shoot, I must go make, because we were so used to getting turned down in 30 days, right? But don't you know, one time I went 11 months. You go up every 12. I went 11 months. I said, oh, I know I'm gone. Man, people hit me dead in the head, took me right back up 2 months later, and then hit me in the head again. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no rhyme or reason with what they do, man. If they decide to let you go, they gonna let you go. But it ain't no rhyme or reason, bro. It just ain't the way they do it in Virginia. I can't speak for nowhere. The way they do it, man, it ain't fair. It ain't nowhere near fair.
Somebody asked me the other day, right, that didn't know a lot about the system out here, and they said, "What is it? So what's life in Virginia? 25 years?" I said, "No, life is life." But you can come home at 25. I said, "No, they did away with parole. I think it was June or July of 95. They did away with parole. You know what I mean? Now it's completely gone. They got this little fishback law. But if they give you life out here, that means you will remain in the Department of Corrections until you are no longer alive. At 20 years, you will not start. Now, if you fell before 95 and you were parole eligible,
the old law.
you go see the parole board. But after 95, when they did away with parole completely, if you were given a life sentence now, you will not ever come home. You will one day leave out a bag.
Yep. And that's what Derek S just said right here. He the one used to work at Mecklenburg. He said 8.5 years that I was working at Mecklenburg, I only knew 2 dudes that made parole, and one came back within 5 years with an L note. You won't make it. No, I know you won't make it on Mecklenburg. You won't make it. Like I say, Wise Ridge, man, them dudes, you ain't making no parole. That was one of the main reasons. Besides the horrific conditions, that was one of the main reasons I wanted to get from up Wallace Ridge, because I'm like, man, they ain't gonna make no parole up here, man. I know I ain't gonna make no parole up here, man. They ain't getting you no parole up in no mountains, because you at the highest level prison that you could be at, because they gonna use that, say your prison conduct don't warrant that you should make parole at this time.
But hey, I've seen dudes trip. I seen dude flip out one time, right? He got a 229 unauthorized area, right?
Yeah.
They had locked all the doors down. Everybody's locked down. He's in the shower, right? So he's trying to hurry up and get in the shower, get back to the cell. And the guard tells him, "Oh, you ain't making the cell in time. I hit you with being outside your cell." Shit him with a 229, right? He snapped all the way out. He ain't had a charge, Banky, in forever. And what she don't realize is in writing that charge, he's parole eligible. That charge right there can be what stops him.
Yeah.
When he goes to his next parole here and they see, well, you are getting in trouble. Right here it says you was in an unauthorized area. Don't realize that he was in the shower 2 minutes past when he should have been. Now that be the reason he get turned down. Or he's gonna feel like that plays a part in the reason that he got turned down when he goes in that next parole hearing.
Yeah, in actuality, though, Jay, it would be. They're
playing with people's time and don't get it. Do not and don't understand the state of mind that he's in, and you messing with my freedom now.
Yep.
Very well putting her life on the line for something simple. The man ain't disrespecting. He ain't hurting nobody. He trying to get back to the cell. He in the shower. She was sliding across the pile with his stuff in his arm, and she beating on the glass because she didn't know he was in the shower. You know what I mean? So now she in the feeling. That's all right. I'm gonna write you up. Bitch, write me up.
Yeah.
Write me up. Mess this up. See what happens.
Yeah, and they don't understand that, especially them new ones, man. That don't be so sincere, man, so serious, man. Because, bro, you trying to keep me in here for something this petty? It just shows a disrespect for your life. And you got dudes that when they feel like you don't got no respect for their life, then they ain't got nothing for yours.
Hey,
I done seen dudes telling me, if you don't want me to go home, I don't want you to go home.
Let me tell you something else changed. I don't know where they're getting these guards from, but I would say 70% of the DOC guards now in Virginia are Nigerian or African. Nigerian or African. Like there's a village of Nigerians somewhere that get up and go to DOC every morning. I'm talking about and talk greasy to you, super greasy. And another thing, I would also say over 60% of them are under the age of 25 now. You got sergeants walking around 22, 23 years old. They're promoting them because they don't want them to quit. Right. So they feel like we give you a little bit of rank, it's going to go to your head. Now you stick around. Man, Banker, they got a CO. They got a sergeant at State Farm right now, a female. She's probably about 30 years old. The lady got one hand. She got one hand, Banky. Not only, and no disrespect to anybody.
Right.
But there's some jobs you shouldn't have. Right. And I'm pretty sure it requires two hands to put handcuffs on somebody. I come to the chow hall and I see her standing there, and I know she's insecure about it because she tries to kind of tuck it. Right. You know what I mean? Like she tries to hide it. Yeah. I seen the handcuffs hanging off the back of it, and then I looked and I seen it was like right where the wrist is, there's no hand. It's just it's ovaled off. And I said, oh, this lady, they're giving anybody a job. Then we got another lady, and nothing against the big girls, you know what I mean? They get love too. But we got another girl walking down the boulevard. She about 350. 5'6", 350.
Yeah.
She ain't do no physical. Stop it.
Hey, when I was on Sussex too, they had, man, like you said, no disrespect to the big girls, man, but they call that joke, man. They said, man, they had a stampede, man. Because they found out that when they get that job and they work there for 6 months, man, they could get that what you call that surgery where they get the stomach shrink.
Oh yeah, gastric bypass.
They could get that joint for like, it was like, I think it's like 30,000. They could get it for like 3. It's like they only had to pay like 10%. So a whole lot of them came getting jobs there, and they was trying to work for the 6 months. Go get the surgery and then quit, right? So man, we had just like a whole lot of big girls that came working there, and some of them was young, they were big, but man, it's just crazy when you said that though. When you said about the lady with no hand, right? This is real talk, man. When I was on River North. This one I say right here, I say it's over, man. It's over for us. They just don't care nothing. But I swear I'm not making this up. Bro, they hired a lady, Jay. I swear to you, bro. But that lady had to be 70 or better, right? And I swear to you, I'm not making it up, but I can't even stand up, man. But this is how she walked. I swear, bro. Her hands were all the way down almost to her calves because she bent over like this. She had to walk down the boulevard like this. And they hired her, bro, as a CO. And she leaned all the way over where her hands, she couldn't even stand up straight, man. I don't know if it was something wrong with her back or whether she was just that old, but it was obvious she was old.
She was 70. That's what was wrong with her.
Bro, but I'm saying this is what you had to safeguard me, to be the security, to I'm like, bro, she couldn't even, man. I say, oh, it's over for us, bro.
You know how Nottoway, when you in, if depending on, you've been in Nottoway, right?
Yeah.
So you know when you in the cell, you can see in the control booth and you can see the monitors, right?
Right.
This is how young the guards are, right? Like the average guard there is 22, 23. And that's not a joke, right? I'm in the cell one night and I hear music playing. Now I'm there receiving. So we ain't got none of that. We ain't got no TVs. We ain't got no players. But I keep hearing music.
Right.
I get up and I go to the door. It's two young girls. I'm talking about one probably 21, the other about 23. And they got NBA YoungBoy playing on the computer monitor in the booth. And the one girl's bent over the chair just popping it. And the other girl got her phone out recording it. They in the control booth. These is youngins. You got dudes walking down the tiers scared to death. I'm talking young dudes scared to death, fresh off the streets, ain't never been to jail, 19, 20 years old. And they're going to walk up and tell you, hey, they told me you're going to have to lock down. They're not telling you what to do. They kind of asking you.
Right, yeah.
But you fast forward 6 months.
They going crazy.
Got his chest poked out.
Yeah.
I said locked down.
Yeah, that's exactly how it be.
And it makes you feel type of way because of the age, man.
Yeah,
how you as old as you?
How you gonna? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How you gonna be 20 years old coming in there telling dude this been down 40 years what to do, man? Man, they ain't trying to hear that, man.
No.
He ain't trying to hear that. And it was even crazy, like I said, on them Jones with the guns. So they was giving them young girls and them young dudes them guns and putting them up in that tower, bro. And you know how dudes get to verbally going at them bros. Man, you get to cussing one of them young girls will bust you, dog. They get to crying up there, get the gun, go to your cell. They gonna shoot you for you.
And get away with it.
Yeah, for you, embarrassing them and tough, man. I be like, bro, when I see them dudes start arguing with them young girls in that booth, man, hey, open my door. Cause I know bullets get ready to start to fly, bro.
Get to safety.
Man, they get emotional, bro. They will shoot you.
Yeah. And the big girls though. The big girls, let it be known, they come to prison, they go from being what they was in the street to beauty queens.
Oh, yeah.
You see them, they ready to stab behind them, kill behind them, do whatever it is that comes behind them. Because they get attention in there they ain't never seen in their life. And they got dudes of different calibers. I'm talking about dudes cut up like He-Man, like a G.I. Joe figure. You know what I mean? Walking around flexing with his shirt off all day. Now he's at the booth telling her everything he gonna do. Stuff she ain't never experienced before, you know what I mean?
I just said that the other night in one of my lives, man. I told you, man, I say, listen, one thing in prison it is this for any female, bro. It is most definitely, I don't care who you are, it is definitely a self-esteem booster. Because you're going to have a whole lot of suitors that want you in that penitentiary. And you can pick and choose who you want. Yeah, size, weight. You could they could pick and choose who they want.
I couldn't do it, Banky. Look, I was up the creek, right? I've been down this point about 9 years, right? About like in my 9th year. So I ain't been with no woman. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one of those dudes gonna fabricate stories and say, oh, I ain't touched a woman since I left the streets, right?
Right.
So they got counselors up at Indian Creek, like they're deep. I got sent there for behavioral modification, right? So I get called down this building called Smith Hall one day, and we got this counselor, this little black counselor. She's fat, and her hair is receding bad. You ever seen RoboCop without the helmet? It's all meat right here.
Yeah.
Her shit is pushed all the way back to the center of her head, and then it's tight ass braids that look like it just pulls it back tighter, right?
Right.
She gets me in there, and this I ain't never seen her like this. We go off on our own little section. She got a little cubicle, and she got me there sitting there talking, and she keeps like licking her lips and looking at me, right? And I know what time it is, right?
Right.
But I can't lie, Banky. I got standards, man. Some dudes like I wouldn't have cared what it was. I'd have knocked it off, right? So we sitting there. She's asking me what's your home plan. You know, I'm at that point, and we're talking. And she sits there and she got the little dress on and she opens her legs and she looks at me. She looks down and she looks at me again. She said, you ever mess with a black woman? So the gate's open, right?
Yeah.
I'm so rusty at this point that I don't even know how to react to the situation, right? It just completely threw me off. And I looked at her for a minute. I said, what? And she just kind of looked at me and smiled. And then I looked at her forehead. Like I looked at everything that was going on up there. What happening? Wasn't happening. I said, so anyway, yeah, look, I'm gonna be going to such and such. Because you know what? When I get caught banging, I'm going up off of here. And they gonna put me way up in the mountains somewhere. Like people think you just go to the hole. This ain't Florida. Your ass is going to the mountains.
Yeah,
I'm going up there with the worst that society has to offer behind this little RoboCop lady, right?
Yeah, you going up there. I ain't never
not on duty.
I ain't never known nobody to get caught messing with a female CO and you going above the compound. That's
breach of security.
Yeah, you're going above
security. Once you start messing with a CO, if you can get her to come out the drawers, you can get her to do whatever.
Oh yeah,
you know I mean? Now you got access to cell phones, potential handcuff key, hacksaw blade, narcotics. If you could talk and doing that, the sky's the limit.
That's what we used to call it. Get her to break the law, then you get what you want. Alien Chandler's in here. My brother from Slovenia is up in here. What up, Alien? Miss Lady, salute this evening, Queen. Big Zed, Action Jackson. Yeah, hey, look, man. We gonna tap up out of here, y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Tommy, man, Coach Tommy, man. Y'all go follow him on IG, man. Shout out to Charlie Global. Y'all go follow him on IG, TikTok, YouTube. He everywhere. Big Chill up in here, aka 16 to Life. Go follow him on YouTube. Go stream his music, streaming on all platforms. And he gonna tell you it ain't no old school rap he's spitting, man. There ain't no Curtis Blowflow. You dig? And
hey, y'all real quick, let me say, Banky, real quick, man. I just dropped a video. The name of that video is called Bad Role Model. Go to my page, check it out. You will definitely be impressed, man. 16DALIFE 16 to Life. The name of that song is called Bad Role Model. Like Banky said, I got a couple songs streaming on all platforms. Check me out. You definitely gonna be impressed, man. Don't get it twisted.
Hey, I just seen it today. Yeah, I seen it today. Yeah, because you got the 16 to Life with it. I seen it today. Yeah, that's on fire too. And that's you dropping some real jewels in that junk too, like some stuff they really need to hear. But yeah, man, y'all go make sure y'all go check them out, man. And I ain't got to tell y'all, Jay Williams, man, let's live life, Jay Williams, you understand? And he's back. You dig? Y'all go check him out, man. Make sure y'all follow him on everything that he got going on. We're going to try to tap in with y'all next Saturday, man. We might have the same people on the panel, some other ones, but y'all make sure y'all put the word out, man, and y'all be ready to tap in at 7. We going to try to keep this thing going, and maybe when we come back next week, man, we read the chat a little bit, man, and we just answer questions from y'all, man, and see what we can get going, man. But it's all about networking, and it's all about, trying to put this positive energy out there, man. So I appreciate my brothers, man, for tapping in. TBP Nation, y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions. My brothers, man, y'all have a great night on purpose. And appreciate y'all, man. Duck them hooks out there.
Salute.
All right, y'all brothers have a safe night, man.
Already salute, man. We gone.
Gone.